The Tories have got this wrong again. Telling the voters that they are getting things wrong seems to be a bit of a habit with the Conservatives. Will they never learn? Well, obviously not. And I'm Granniopteryx. Look at this. General election latest. Labour will be in power for 20 years if voters get this wrong. And the person who made that quote is this chap here, Sir Mark Spencer, the farming minister. I don't believe this name. Mark Spencer, I mean, what sadistic parents decided to call their kid Mark when they knew the family name? Well, they must have known the family name was Spencer. By gum, that kid must have suffered at school. Anyway, back to the main event. Mr. Spencer, the farming minister, no doubt speaking at the behest of his boss, Jeremy Hunt, I mean. Mr. Spencer says we could end up with a Labour government for 20 years if we get this wrong at the general election. We could end up with the Labour government for 20 years if we get this wrong. And there you have the whole problem from top to bottom in those last 9 words. If we get this wrong at the general election. They haven't learned anything since the Brexit vote, have they? You might remember how often they told us we shouldn't get this wrong. Vote the Cameron way. For Remain, of course. Every other way is wrong. The people get things wrong so many times, don't they? And it's because the people were wrong that the government was less than enthusiastic about getting Brexit done properly. Or at all. Because it was wrong. It wasn't the will of the people. It wasn't democracy in action. It just wasn't the party line. So it was wrong. And now the people are faced with an impossible choice between 2 sets of dishonest incompetence. And while we all know that the Labour Party are a bunch of stupid, dishonest incompetents, we also know that the Conservatives are dishonest incompetents who still can't bring themselves to admit that it isn't the voters who are wrong, it's the party that's wrong. And if they had any sense at all, and if they really did think that the Labour Party are going to be terrible for this country, an assessment I agree with, by the way, then the answer is obvious, or it should be obvious. Swallow your pride and make common cause with reform if you really do want to win. But no, instead they've resorted to magical thinking, conjuring up the politically dead spirit of Boris Johnson, in the hope that he can somehow help them out of a fix. They've asked him to write letters appealing to the patriotism of the wavering Tories. You know what? When those letters arrive, I reckon they're going to look pretty spectacular, considering that they've probably been written in the blood that was still on the knife sticking out of Boris's own back. Till next time. You can help my channel by clicking like, by subscribing, by clicking the notification bell, and by sharing if you're so inclined. Links to my other channels are in the description, also links to donation sites, but really the best way you can help me is simply by clicking like. Thank you.